Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Elevon ELE117. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this GSD Naughty List, and Grogu's wearing my Warrior 8887. Grogu said Master Skywalker asked him the difference between an asteroid and a meteor. He said he sure wishes the bantha chili that they served on Thursdays was meteor because all those beans are making the dorm unbearable. Let's take a look at the watch. Comes in a pouch. No box, just a pouch. And here it is. This is the first Elevon on my channel. I had never heard of the brand before, and the only reason I am reviewing this watch is because it was my consolation prize on my first ever watch game wheel spin, which isn't actually gambling because you're guaranteed to win a prize worth at least the amount of money you paid for the spin. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Technically, I paid $29 for the spin plus another $10 for shipping. Elevons were selling for $55 on Amazon at the time of my unboxing, but now they are sold out. Maybe my unboxing caused such a huge demand, but it looks like the only place you can get it now is eBay. Don't worry, mine will be for sale soon enough. This is a pilot's watch that resembles a Flieger Type A, and I'm sure that the 117 reference number is a nod to the F-117 stealth fighter, which is no longer in production, but still quite famous considering its role in the Gulf War. Where a stealth fighter is dull and black, this Elevon is quite shiny with its chrome-plated bezel. If you don't like the black, there's also a blue model somewhere out there in eBay land. The watch is 40.6 millimeters at the bezel, but 42 millimeters if you measure at the case. 48.9 millimeters lug to lug. It's only 10 millimeters thick, so it's fairly thin. Has a 22 millimeter lug width and weighs 48 grams on the supplied leather strap. The bezel is a chrome-plated alloy, and it's very, very shiny. Really shiny. Kind of a little bit too shiny. Plus, it's big. It's a very wide bezel for a non-diver. It's almost as big as the diver's timing bezel, so it makes the dial a little bit smaller. Then we have the dial. The dial is a flat black with no sunburst effect, and it is Flieger Type A style, but not completely. A Flieger Type A doesn't have batons at the 3, 6, and 9, nor does it have counters at the minute markers. But it's close enough for government work. Then we have the Elevon name and logo up top. No mention of water resistance, and you just get your basic 30. And then you have the hands. They're sword hands. And they are loomed. And then you have a thin second hand that's not loomed. And it's kind of hard to see because of the contrast issues. And there is no date, and there is no date in the movement, so you don't get a ghost date either. The crown is a signed push-pull. You don't get a screw down, and the action is super loose. This is a PC21S movement, so watch this. You go to set it, and you get that little annoying jump. And if you go to hold it when you set it, it still jumps. So it makes it a pain to set. The PC21S is not my favorite movement, that's for sure. And I think a watch that costs more than $50 should have a better movement. Then we have a flat mineral glass crystal. You don't get sapphire at this price. Does the job, nothing wrong with it. Then we have the case. The case is a plated alloy, but it is brushed, which is unusual. Usually a chrome plated alloy case is shiny. One nice thing though is because of the brushing, I've seen brushed alloy coated cases that look really horrible, and this one looks pretty good. In fact, at first I thought it might be steel until I looked at it closer. Plus it says steel case back, so that means that the rest is not. But I do like the case. I do like the size of the case, the shape of the case. I think they did a good job with it. Not all chrome-plated alloy cases are equal, and this one's a little bit better than average. Then we have the case back. It's a press-on. Once again, it says stainless steel case back, which is the tell that the rest is not. 3 ATM water resistant. Japan Quartz movement. Of course, it's Japanese, but it's the PC21S, which is as cheap as possible. Then it says Elevon designed in the USA. Well, it may be designed in the USA, but as you can see there, it's made in China. Made in China, but designed in the USA. Underneath the case back is the PC21S movement. This is the cheapest movement you can get from the Seiko group, and it is the worst movement that they make. It's just really bad. It's as cheap as you can get and still say Japanese on your watch. So not a fan of the movement. I've had a ton of these, and they all have really loose crown action, and they all jump when you go to set them. I guess one nice thing though is the second hand is hitting the marks. So I'm not saying that the movement isn't accurate or reliable. It's just really loose crown action, really hard to set. And plus, I think a watch more than $50 deserves better. Then we have the strap. The strap doesn't say genuine leather, but it feels pretty good. So if this is a faux leather, it's a good one. Then it is signed Elevon. No quick release though. It would have been nice to have quick release, but I guess you can't have everything. Then the buckle's signed too. You have two keepers, one fixed, one floating. I do like the strap though. It does feel better than average for a watch in this price range. And I like the stitching. It's just a nice strap. Just would have been nice if it had a quick release. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. Looks nice, wears nice, and I have 5 notches left. So you should be able to wear this if you have a nice big wrist. But I only have 2 notches going in, so if your wrist is much smaller than mine, you'll have to cut some notches, but no big deal, it's leather. Just get a good hole punch to do it. Don't use a needle or something. Just make it look nice when you do it. But no, it is a nice looking watch. Here we are in the loom room. Only the major hands are loomed, so I am not expecting much for this test. As we speed up the time, we see that the hands are glowing pretty good, but then things begin fading fairly fast, and there just aren't any legs to this loom, and the loom rate's just below so-so. What I like about this watch? Well, I like the nicely finished case. For an alloy case, it's pretty good. I like this leather strap. It's nice and long. It feels like good leather. And the second hand does hit the mark, so it won't set off your Quartz second hand OCD. What are my gripes and groans? PC21S movement with annoying minute hand jump. No quick release on the strap. And the bezel's just too shiny. I wish they would have put this brushing like they did the case on it. Do I recommend this watch? No. The PC21S is just a big letdown for me. Maybe if it had a Miyota 2015 or something similar, I would like this watch. But that movement is a deal breaker. Well, thank you for watching my review of the ELE117. And I will be back with another review. I don't have a link for this watch because it is sold out everywhere, unless you go to eBay. So that's another, this is the second time I got a watch from the Watch Gang where you can't buy it because it's been discontinued. So I don't know if I want to continue with the Watch Gang or not. The last one I did get from them though is available, so maybe I'll give them one more chance. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.